Hello everybody! Hi! I'm back with another video, duh! So you're probably wondering why is my face on this big screen at the moment, and the thing is, I had a YouTube channel before this YouTube channel. Yes, in 2020 and 2021 I started a YouTube channel, or tried starting a YouTube channel, and made a few videos before giving up. And recently I remember I had it. 6 years later, I was like... And I went through the videos and I thought, you know what? I should rewatch them. And especially this one. And especially this one because it was titled, Why Having Children is Kinda Messed Up. I know, bold statement. However, the whole point of this video is just, I want to watch it and see if I still stand by my points that I made when I was 24 years old, and if I still stand by these points pushing 30. Because on social media these days, with Reels and TikToks and everything, I see more and more content of women, mostly women, discussing why they don't want to have children, stating all the reasons, and just a lot more content circulating about not having children or thinking about having children a bit deeper than before, all that kind of content. And I thought, damn, I've been thinking that way. I've been talking about since 2020. Like, kind of pioneered this shit, not gonna lie. So let's see what I said, let's check what I said, and let's see if I still stand by it, if I want to update any opinions, agree with any of the opinions that I've expressed in this video, and yeah, let's see what's good. Let's see what the 24-year-old me has to say. Just a note, it will probably be incredibly cringy, but you know what? It's even cringier for me to watch it. I just have to think, growth, it's okay. That was me back then, I'm different now, ish. Like, I just have to look at it as growth. It was my very, very first YouTube video. Have to cut some slack for myself. I didn't quite know what I was doing. I still don't know. I still don't really know, but just, it will be very painful. It will be very cringe, but trust me, it's not more cringe to you than to me. So, let's get it.
Hey, it's Steve, and welcome to
Bless her. You know, bless her. I can do it. Growth.
my channel where I talk about stuff. So if you like listening to stuff, then consider watching.
It's difficult. I'm finding it. I'm finding it.
This is my first video. I'll just put it out there what you can expect from this channel and what you cannot expect from this channel. What you can't expect from this channel are facts and research. None of that.
To this day, my research is watching other YouTube videos and other like reels on social media. That's my research, which I don't count as research, so therefore I say it's just my opinions.
Not here. You're not gonna find it here. What you can expect from this channel is my opinions, my feelings, my emotions, my thoughts, everything that's going on in my head. So it's just my opinion. It's my opinion! Don't
I mean, yeah, still the same. Yeah, I guess.
take it seriously. Don't take it sensitively. Don't take it at all if you don't want to. And you can also expect an accent. Now, if you can't deal with accents, just click off, you know? Easy.
Yep, still have the same accent. Go off, girl.
That's what you get. Opinions and an accent. Now let's get on to the title of the video. Disclaimer is this is
The awkward zoom.
to no hate to people who want children, have children, consider having children, dream about having children. It's totally fine, it's totally natural, it's just totally fine. It's just my opinions, don't take them seriously. Let's just discuss what you guys think. Do you guys agree with me? Do you guys disagree with me? And let's just be civilized and nice to each other, because it's nice to be nice. So let's get into the reasons.
Okay, so that was me covering my ass. Because I cannot handle hate. And to this day, I cannot handle hate. It's a very slippery slope. I still don't judge people who want to have children. Well, let's just rephrase it. I still don't judge people who have children, I guess. But I slightly judge people who want to have kids. I can't find the logic behind looking around into your life, into your world, around the world. Maybe the individual's life is good, but just looking around the world in general and wanting to bring a child in. So yes, I do judge people who want children a little bit, a little bit, but everyone's entitled to their, wants and needs and opinions, so I guess the disclaimer made sense, but I was just covering my ass. So yeah, let's continue. To this day.
Reason number one is environmental and overpopulation issues. There are a lot of us on the earth. There's been a lot of us, and now these days it's even more of us. It's just us everywhere.
Well, yes, girl. And to this day, there's a lot of us, yes.
That has quite a big toll on the environment and the earth and its state. Now, in my opinion, there's too many of us, way too many of us, and the numbers just keeps on growing because the living expectations are way longer and the birth rates are higher. Medicine is very advanced, and that means people live longer. Therefore, the population is growing. But I doubt that the earth can handle any more of us, because we are already struggling with the amount we have now. I don't think there's just enough resources for any more people, even us, to continue living in this space, because our living space is really fast. We live in a world of consumption, greed. We take everything from the earth and fucking drench it out.
Okay.
Let her be, let her live, let her flourish. We've ruined enough shit already, so I don't want to bring any more of us into this shit. So, it's just selfish. In my opinion, it's just selfish. The footprint of one person is insane, let alone closely 8 billion of us. The temperatures are rising, the ice caps are melting, sea levels are rising, and it's just the matter of time when we're gonna all drown or whatever. We can see on the news every day there's more and more catastrophic natural disasters like hurricanes, tornadoes, tsunamis, earthquakes and stuff. It's not a coincidence. It's because of the climate change, and all of it is just gonna get more and more extreme. So we stop. The less of us are out there, the less we are gonna consume. So my bloodline ends with me, and I'm not even a man. So yeah, that's reason number one.
Okay, so yes, well, environmental and, population issues. Well, yes. Everything I said, I still agree with. Overconsumption has fucking, I don't know, skyrocketed since I filmed this video. So it's gotten even worse than it was in 2020. And as I said, limited resources. Limited everything, and the billionaires will make sure that the resources are limited by the state of the world we are in right now. The more mouths there are to feed, and we can't even feed a lot of the mouths that exist already. And yes, it's not due to people having more children, it's due to corrupt governments, money hoarding evil men, and stuff like that. Definitely. But we as humans, we do leave a footprint. We can try our best to reduce our consumption and to live frugally, and there are many ways to help Earth. Many little steps you can take to make things a little bit better, but unfortunately, there's a lot of big corporations actually that are responsible for the shit we are in and are about to be in, and the children that are being born are about to be in. So it's fair to say that I'd rather not make those children suffer. So many children suffer already. Look at all the wars going on, genocides. It's absolutely insane. It's insane. So I don't know, I'm trying not to hold back, but it's very hard to talk on this topic because I see both sides. Like, we must not lose hope. Hope is what keeps humanity going, and we should not stop our lives and go into doom and gloom mindset, because only love and hope will keep us going and keep us fighting. But not having children not having children is a form of a protest at this very moment. So yes, I don't know what I'm yapping about, but everything my 24-year-old self said, I agree with, and then some. The most environment friendly thing you can do is probably go vegan or not have children. And that's coming from someone who is not vegan. So yeah, let's continue.
Now here's another two. Let me tell you. I love my free time and my money way too much to share it with anyone, even my own children. And children need care, they need time, they need an investment for at least 18 years, and I just ain't got time for that. I don't have time for that, you feel me? I don't have time for that. I have time for myself, and I have time for my own needs. I want to do a lot of things, I want to travel, I want to go to raves, I want to buy myself stuff, I want to invest in myself. Now I know most of you will say you're young and you're gonna change your mind, but even if the motherly instincts kick in, doesn't mean I'm gonna act on them. So let's move on. And I don't want to invest in children. I'm sorry about it, but I don't. I don't. I'm not investing my time and I'm not investing my money. And it's easy as that. And I'm putting it out there that I'm selfish. And you can't be a selfish person if you want to have children. You really need to be dedicated to them. You really need to be ready to devote a lot of time and finances to them, because that's what they deserve. Kids deserve a good life. Kids deserve their parents' time and love and appreciation. And I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to provide that. I know I'm not going to be able to provide it because I don't want to. Therefore, I'm not bringing any of them into this world, and I'm just going to live for myself because that's what I like. That's what I like.
Yes, I very strongly agree with that point to this day. And I think before having children, that's what people really need to think about. It's a big investment emotionally, monetarily, time-wise, like in every way. Your life's gonna change forever, and it ain't gonna be easy. And I think grasping this concept and understanding that you're not willing to give your time and your money and your freedom to a child who deserves it, because that's what they need, I think that's much more mature and less selfish than, let's say, wanting children so you have someone who looks after you when you're old. Like, just critically thinking. I don't think many people critically think before having children. And I think that's a really important step before you make that big decision. And yeah, accidents happen and no one's ever ready for anything. That is very true. But if you are living life and you can see that you're struggling mentally, financially, like you are struggling at the moment, a child is not going to fix that. Bringing a child into this world is not going to fix it. You might think that it's gonna fix it down the line, years later, but that's never guaranteed. It's never, your child's love is never guaranteed. And it's very likely that the child is gonna grow up in a really turbulent household if there's already financial struggles and emotional struggles. There's a big chance that the child will not want to keep contact with you. So I think a lot of people on social media in the comments and stuff call this outlook selfish. Like, oh, you want time and money for yourself, or you only think about yourself? Which is yes, but no. I'm critically thinking before making a life-changing decision. And that is not necessarily selfish in a way that you think it is selfish. It is more selfish to bring an innocent soul into this burning fucking world without thinking, or with hopes that they're gonna take care of you when you're old, or, oh, I just want a mini me, so for vanity reasons and for boredom reasons, like anything. That is more selfish because you're not thinking critically. I digress. I still stand with a 24-year-old girl, me, and me. There was a point she mentioned where, oh, you're gonna change your mind, you're young. Well, guess what? Pushing 30! And still think the same. And guess what? I was 15 thinking the same. I was 24 years old thinking the same. I'm 30 thinking the same. And it's gonna just keep going.
Take it easy. I'm selfish and I want my money to come to me, and I want my time to be for me. That's it. Easy.
Easy.
Point number 3 is the process of being pregnant and giving birth. Now, a lot of women say you have the pregnancy glow. Oh, the pregnancy was amazing, it was this and that, and I'm like,
Diabolical.
really? I have
Diabolical.
enough hormones on my period to not handle them properly. Imagine growing a whole human being inside you and how hormonal you're gonna be. No thanks. No thanks. The way your body stretches, the way your organs are pushed back because the person needs to grow inside you. I don't want to go through that pain. My period is painful enough. I don't want a fucking literal human being inside me destroying my insides. No thanks. That doesn't sound exciting or appealing to me in any shape or form. Now the postnatal depression, all kinds of depression.
To this day.
Getting more extra depression from things I can't stop, I can prevent. I don't need extra depression from things I can prevent. So I'm not gonna do it.
Okay.
Giving birth, a literal human being is ripping your vagina apart. No. 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 No thanks. I'm really sensitive to pain anyways, and I try to avoid pain in any shape or form. So that's what I'm gonna avoid by not giving birth. Okay? Cool. I think it's fair enough. So
And I think it is fair enough. So, childbirth mortality has not been eradicated yet. A lot of women, especially women of color, are still neglected during childbirth and can pass away during the process, which is fucking insane. So what I mentioned in the video were quite a personal, I don't want to feel pain, I don't want to, hormones, depression, blah blah blah, which are all very valid points. Just like I said, I generally don't want to do this to my body. It's fucking scary. It's a terrifying thing to even think about, and I commend all the mothers who went through it by choice. Hello? But no, absolutely not. It's just that just makes me very icky. It makes me feel icky. And on the point I made, experiencing a lot of pain during my period, that was before I was diagnosed with endometriosis and before I had the excision surgery. I knew I had endometriosis most of my life. It just took the doctors years and years and decades to actually diagnose me. Neither here or there. Well, it is either here or there because at this age, because I was diagnosed so late, I was I'd say 26, 27. And even when I was younger, the doctors would be like, oh, just give birth. That's gonna make it easy. Oh, just give birth. That's gonna clear your endo. Oh, just give birth. That's gonna make your endo easier, whatever. Huh? I have to tear my body to shreds and bring another human being into this world just so I ease the pain of my endometriosis? Bruh. Instead of, the medical system caring about women properly, caring about pain properly, investing into women's healthcare and treating the illnesses we have at the moment without having to bring another child into the world, huh? Again, I'm not articulating myself properly the way I can articulate myself in my head. Everything sounds better in my head and everything sounds better when I read it online and people articulate it so much better. But that's fucking insane. That shouldn't be the only way endometriosis can be treated. What the fuck? I should be given so many more treatment steps before you tell me try having children. But you should never tell that in the first place. Especially knowing that women with endometriosis have fertility issues. And a lot of them can't have kids because of endometriosis. So, make it make sense. Just make it make sense. I'd go any other way to treat that shit. I'd rather be in the endometriosis pain than ever give birth or be in labor pain. So that's that on that. And yes, still agreeing with my 24-year-old self. Let's move on.
Four is a really fun one. But people love to have children. Hopefully we're thinking it through, but sometimes people don't think it through.
Most of the time.
So many cases of people with severe or mediocre or whatever level of mental health issues having children is inheritable. I inherited it myself, so therefore I know I have it. Therefore, it is highly likely my children will have mental health issues, and I'm not putting them through that. I know what it's like laying there, wanting to die, not wanting to live, just going insane. I don't want my children to go through that. I don't want to even think about it. There's so much shit my parents don't even know what I went through in my head alone. Because it's nasty, because it's ugly. And it's so normal these days. And it shouldn't be the norm. It shouldn't be the norm to be fucking mentally unstable, depressed and anxious all the time. I don't want to put my children through that, because I know how nasty it is. It is ugly as hell. It is so difficult to just drag yourself through life, because you don't want to make your mom sad, or you don't want to make your family sad. No, that's not what we're gonna do. We're not gonna put your children through the mental torture that comes from inheritance. That's my reason number 4. It just pisses me off. I'm gonna drift off a little bit. It just pisses me off. We were put on this earth without consent. I know it sounds so, how can a unborn baby give consent, but let me just express it. We were put on this earth without our consent, and we have to go through all the fucking shit. Did I ask for it? Did I ask for it? I didn't fucking ask for it, okay? I didn't. No one did. Only so many people grow up in healthy families, in healthy households, with both parents that love them. Only so many people grow up in comfortable homes where everything's provided for them, where they're financially stable, and they can provide their children with abundances and stuff. Only that many people. The rest of us, what the fuck? Most of us are here just struggling, trying to push by, trying to think what I'm nosing next, trying to think when this mental torture is gonna stop, when the world shit is gonna stop. I didn't fucking ask to be born, like, you feel me? No one did. Some people are probably happy they are born, but let's be honest. Are we really though? Are we really though? Is this the world we want to live in? I doubt it. So yeah, people who have inheritable physical, medical conditions have children. Now I'm not saying they can't have children, obviously do what you want, but why would you put your child into this world that is cruel, and you know your child is going to be bullied, he's going to struggle, he's going to go through pain, either physical or mental, and why would you put your child through that? Is that not selfish? Let me know. Like, is that not selfish? In my opinion, it's very selfish. I can't believe it. No, people just don't think. It just sounds selfish that you want children because you're going to feel better. You're going to have someone to be with. And maybe that's like a reasonable reason to have a child. But it just sounds selfish to me. Procreation is just selfish to me. It's just my opinion.
Okay, so inheritable mental health issues or health issues, etc. Well, yes. Well, I kind of cooked on this segment. It got a bit dark in the moments, it did. But I've had chronic depressions for decades now. Nothing new. And also, I realized that, you know, the chronic depression and anxiety and everything, it's like underlying neurodivergence. I haven't been diagnosed yet, but I will be seeking specific diagnoses to prove them, because everything adds up. But that's neither here or there. Well, it is, but you know what I mean. I did inherit that from my family, from my immediate family, and what I said is correct. If you're already struggling mentally, why would you put your child through that when you know that the illness or the disease is genetic? As I said, as my 24-year-old self said, how is that not selfish? I ask again, how is that not selfish? How is that not a selfish reason? So again, critically thinking about what you're going through at the moment in your life, or how your mind is, or how everything is, and just making decisions based on that. A life is not to be messed with, because then we get messed up. Like, so many of us have our own struggles every day, some more, some less, and the same goes to, I really don't want to, obviously I'm speaking here mostly in the like first world countries or Western countries, but I'll drag myself out of my shell of being scared to say things out loud. But it also pains me to see people living in the third world countries and similar, and them having 6, 5, 7, 10 kids, and actively still having kids during wartime, during famine, during poverty, like anything. They continuously have kids, and I know that comes down to sexual education, religious views, education, traditions. It comes down to a lot of things. There's nuance to it, but I can't help watching those videos and thinking, why the fuck do you keep having kids? Why? I just... And again, there's always nuance to everything. I'm not trying to, you see, I'm trying to protect myself again. If you have nuance, you'll understand what I'm saying. Like, I hate looking at war-torn countries, poverty-torn countries, and people still having 6, 10 children. I can't, it's painful to watch. It's honestly painful to watch. And even in Western countries, every time I see a baby announcement on my social media, whether it's an influencer or my own family members or friends, I'm like... And yes, everyone's entitled to their own life and their own opinion, but I can't... I look at my nieces who are 12 and 11 and I'm like, what future are we leaving them? We, barely 30-year-olds, can find jobs, can keep up with the cost of living, can keep up with, like, anything. We can barely keep up. What's gonna happen to their generation? You think everything's magically just gonna get better? No, it won't. And unfortunately, it's gonna get a lot worse before it gets better, because that's how it always works. And even going on Reddit, I'm on a few subreddits that are like neurodivergent and stuff, and not saying neurodivergent people can't have kids, but also seeing the posts about neurodivergent folk complaining about having kids and how hard life is. I can't empathize. I can't, because you knew that you're sensitive to noise, you're sensitive to this, you're sensitive to that. You knew what your life is like, and you know what a baby brings, you know what having a child brings, and you still did it. I'm really trying to be empathetic and empathize with people and give the benefit of the doubt. And, you know, as I said, there's nuance everywhere and everyone's life is different, and I'm not the one to judge of anyone who does anything, but god damn! Critical thinking has gone out the window. Like, absolutely has gone out the window, and I shouldn't be afraid to say that. Like, we are becoming more and more stupid. I applaud people who take the time to think about something, to think about things like having children, and truly think about it, instead of just following the traditional path we've been following for hundreds and thousands of years, thinking, okay, I've done my school, I've done my job, I've got a house now, I've got married now, I'll have a kid. Like, just no thinking whatsoever. So yeah, I agree with my 24-year-old self. Again, all comes down to think, please, before you bring another life into here.
To point number 5, I think, I lost count. The world in general, let's just put it quite blunt out there. We live in a shithole, in a shit show. That's our everyday bread. That's our everyday everything. Having children in this pandemic alone is like, what the fuck? Honey, what are you doing? Don't do it.
Okay.
Why are you having children in the middle of the pandemic? It's a child, it's a human with feelings and emotions. And it has to go through the same fucking shitty world, the shitty fucking rules, with the shitty fucking people. And you still choose to have children. And you're just fine with it? How can you be fine with it? I don't understand how people can be fine with it. Sounds selfish to me. The world is cruel. So much happening. Racism, nationalism, rapes, murders, human trafficking, climate change, pollution, diseases, viruses, pandemics. You fucking name it. We've been new. We've been new what's going on in the world every day. My life has been the most boring, and I haven't gone through tough shit much. And it still was shit. So imagine people who go through loss, through death, through tragic events, through being poor, through not being able to afford life because it's fucking expensive. Why would you bring children to this world when we can barely make it ourselves as adults? We can barely go through it as adults. And you're bringing more children into it, you're bringing more people into it. So you want them to go through that. That's quite selfish to me. That's quite fucked up to me, if you ask me. Let's stop. Let's cut our bloodlines there. Let's just go through it and end it.
So yeah, again, still agree. And as I said before, not having children In this day and age, this time is an act of rebellion. With all the news out about the governments, the ones in power, seeing what's happening on the news, being on the brink of fucking World War III, like, not funny. This point stands. What the fuck are we doing? The best way you can rebel is not bring any more people into here, not to bring any more wage slaves into here. Like, nothing. Keep it, tie it up. That's it. Enough. No more of us until it gets better. And I don't care if we die out to be honest with you, I don't care if we go extinct. Really do not care, but that's the best way, especially as women. That's the best way as women we can rebel against anything that's going on in the world right now. And everything I said in that video still stands and is now 10 fucking fold. It was bad then, it was bad 6 years ago, got even worse. And as I said, it will get even worse before it gets better. And maybe after it gets better, then you can start thinking about having children, or that generation who can still have children. But I really stand strongly by these points. Like, I'm the lucky one, you're the one watching are probably the lucky one. We were born into health, not necessarily into wealth, but into comfortable living. Even if our families were poor or lower middle class or lower class or working class. Even then, if you're in the Western world, Europe, America, USA, not at the moment, but before USA, like, if you're in the Western Hemisphere, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, in Europe and stuff, that's already geographical luck. We already had a life so much better than the people in the Southern Hemisphere and stuff. And just knowing that the most people are born in the Southern Hemisphere. So the least we can do for that, because a lot of women don't have the freedoms we have here in the Western world, they don't have those freedoms back in the Southern Hemisphere or in those specific countries. The least we can do in our Northern Hemisphere and our Western countries is rebel against having children. Rebel against bringing more future workers into this world. Just practice and preach the rights we so luckily have here that other women in the world might not have. That's the least we can do. Critically think while we can still critically think. While we still have some sort of rights. And have control of our body. And take pride of that bodily autonomy we have at the moment that women in the third world countries or the Southern Hemisphere don't have. I might be going a little bit off the rails here, but you can't, as I said in the beginning, you can't look around in the world, look at the news, look anywhere, look at your own life as a worker and be like, yeah, everything's fine. Yeah, lovely. So yeah, we're trying to have a baby. Why? No, wrap it up. No, just no, I don't agree with that. And I kind of judge people who do agree with that. I'm so sorry, I will keep reiterating that point. So yes to that. Look around you, look at one news headline, look at all the files that have come out, you look at anything for more than 5 seconds, and you'll realize why not having children is a good argument, not a selfish argument, and a very valid argument.
The way the system and the society is built. So why would you want to bring a person into the life just for them to be another capitalism slave? Let me know. We're all looking for ways to make money, and sometimes I don't even understand, why do we have to pay to be alive? Why do we have to beg for jobs, for shelter, for food? Why do we have to pay for that? It's our human right so we can survive and live a fulfilling life. It doesn't fit into my head. Explain it to me. I have to go to school, which for me personally was a very shit experience. Then you have to go to whatever, college, university, and then grind to find a job that you're gonna hate for the rest of your life. Well, I don't want another human being to go through that. Only so many of us get lucky to have comfortable jobs, to have jobs with low effort, etc., etc. I don't understand. Don't do it. Just don't do it. I don't understand it. If someone can explain it to me, please explain it to me. Please explain what's the ideology of having children, besides wanting your genes mixed with another person's genes, so you can see how it turns out. Let me know. Let me know the reasons why people might want to have children.
Exactly. Again, capitalism and everything. That topic has been like covered, done and dusted millions of times. And yeah, I agree. I do not understand that logic. This earth is so abundant. It is so abundant, and what pisses me off the most is that we could have had it all. Like from the beginning of times, with every revolution that's ever happened, we could have had it all. We could have the very flexible working schedules, you know. We could have the 4-day, 3-day work weeks. We could all have access to healthy foods. All farming could be healthy. We could have alternatives to plastic where plastic is not needed. We could have clean energy through and through. We could have it all. We could literally live in a utopia. But some old white greedy men got in power and haven't left ever since. So we're destroying, we is a broad term, like, and we're destroying everything. We could have had it all. The earth presented it all to us. We just had to figure it out. And as a humanity, we did figure out a lot of great stuff. And I follow a lot of good news pages, specifically to see how people are still developing and how most humans are still kind and smart and great. And not all hope is lost, because it can never be lost. It's just so frustrating that we could have had it all from the start, but some imaginary thing called money just got over people's heads. And for what? And for what? You can't take it to your grave, and we all die. As much as the medicine has advanced and everything, we all gonna go. I don't understand how you can have so much greed and hatred in your heart to hoard wealth when all the world problems could just be solved and you could still be rich. I don't understand, how can you know that you can help someone and choose not to help? It just doesn't fit into my head. So yeah, it's really frustrating. Mother Earth is being tortured, but she's gonna take us with her. If she goes down, we go down, and there's no other way around it. And she will recover, but we won't. And I don't want my imaginary children to suffer when we go down. This might sound very like conspiracy theory or not, but if you have at least a bit of common sense and critical thinking skills, you know it's not conspiracy, like. It's true. It's the truth. So I still agree she's spitting. My 24-year-old self is spitting.
I know it's a point where it's just like an extra kind of thing. Adopting. Consider adopting if you want children, because there's so many of them in the world who are in need of love. That's another reason why you shouldn't be bringing children into the world, because if you don't want them, don't have them. Why are you putting them up for adoption? I understand that some people don't have any other choice than to put their children up for adoption, but then again, I wish they just thought it through more before even having those children. But that's just my opinion. Let's move on. Yeah.
Before she continues, for that point, there are a lot of rape victims who get pregnant and need to put their child up for foster care, for adoption. So yes, that happens, and I'm not judging those people at all, because it's just horrible all the way around. That was more to say when two people either made a decision or it was consensual. You know what I mean? This wasn't to refer to the rape victims. It's just absolutely fucking horrendous. Don't even... But yes, continue.
They're traumatized from the jump. They're fucked up from the jump. Children need love. If you can't provide it to them, don't have them. I personally am not the biggest fan of children. So therefore I'm not going to have them, because I know I can't provide them with the love and care they need and they deserve. There's so many children that need love and that need a family they can grow up in and turn out somewhat okay, that need to heal their trauma. Children just need love, and it breaks my heart to know there's so many in foster homes. It is hard to go through life as it is. Imagine how much harder it is to not have anyone by your side. I don't know if I would consider adoption, as I said. I don't want children in general because I couldn't give them the love and care they deserve. But for people who do want children or want to have a second child or whatever the number is, then definitely consider adopting, because that would be a really nice thing to do. Right.
Yes. There are so many children that need love, that need care. Abortion should be safe, legal, and easy to access in every country. Sex education should be taught from a young age in every school to every sex and gender, and it should never be a taboo. Sex should never be a taboo, and it should, like, getting pregnant and stuff should never be covered oh, it's birds and bees, oh, it's a bird bringing a child by the doorstep or finding it in a cabbage, whatever the fuck stories there are. Yeah, maybe you're not gonna talk about sex to like a 4-year-old, duh, but when it's time, it's time. My mom said that when I asked whether how the children get here, how I was born, she said nothing more than I gave birth to you. And on one hand, yes, children would probably ask deeper into that, but I didn't, which worked out. But it needs to be taught from a young age, from an appropriate young age, how getting pregnant happens, what contraceptions there are, what safe ways there are, and abortion should be, again, legal and accessible everywhere in the world, no exceptions. Again, in my opinion, the way we do driving tests, school tests, many tests, before you have a child, you should have a test too. There should be a test. And I don't care if it's classist, it's this, it's that. I don't care if it's classist. I really don't. All rich, poor, whatever, have to have a test. It can involve the finances, it cannot. I don't care what the test would be about. But there's no fucking critical thinking anymore. People, we're having children, are still having children just willy-nilly, and it shouldn't be like that. A life is not willy-nilly. It's just not. And this, like, I want my own children instead of adopted children it's giving a little bit. I want a purebred puppy instead of adopting a puppy from the shelter. Like, might not be a good comparison, but it's giving that a little bit. Not saying you can't try to have your own child, but if you tried a gazillion times and can't have your own children and still want children, then there is another choice. It's just, again, we circle back to wannabe parents being very selfish, in my opinion. But you know, one thing that hasn't changed since I filmed this video and filming this video is that I still can't fucking articulate my thoughts. I still can't articulate my thoughts, and I know as soon as I go to bed, in my head, I'll have the most perfect sentences, I'll have the most beautifully articulated opinions in my head that I wanted to say in this video but didn't. So that hasn't changed, and I don't think it will ever change, because I get so passionate about topics like these, and any topic I get passionate about, my thoughts go so fast, I cannot catch them, therefore I cannot articulate myself properly. So keep that in mind. But you get the point, like, consider adoption shouldn't be like a wild thing to say to anyone. Like, it shouldn't be. So yes, every single point she said, I agree. Like, way ahead of her time. Way ahead of her time. Good for you. Good for me. Anyways.
So, points are done. Please let me know what you think. I would really like to hear all the opinions. Obviously civilized and nice. Let's not be rude to each other. Let's not be rude to me. I'm new. I'm shy. I'm trying my best. Don't roast me. It's just my opinions.
Yes, so to this day, please, I'm just a person online yapping shit. And I know I don't have to change anyone's opinion, or anyone has to take my opinion ever. I'm just saying that I made this video 6 years ago and it still stands. And now it's very popular. And I'm kind of very happy to see that people are thinking more and more about it. And that I have people I can relate to. And I don't feel crazy for having this opinion. And it's gone beyond the point of, oh, kids are just not for me. It's gone beyond that. It's so much more than that. Hey, it's just not for me. They are very much not for me. And there's so much happening in the world that they probably shouldn't be for you or anyone either. Is that rude to say? Is that bad to say? I don't know. I'm not sure. As I kept saying in this video, it's not hard to look around the world and be like, yeah, no. Yeah, no, enough. Let's go through it right now, but let's not bring anyone into this at all. And I'm sure there's so many more points that I'll remember after I stop filming that I didn't mention in this video. So maybe if you have any more points about being child-free, let me know in the comments. So yeah, my dear people, please don't forget critical thinking. It's very important you think. I might be an overthinker, you know, overthinking may not be healthy, but everything is that deep. Life and creating life is that deep, and I need y'all to think, and I need me to continue thinking. I need everyone to continue thinking and using their brains, using common sense, and watching educational videos, reading educational books, taking something away from them, and then forming your own opinion, maintaining your own opinion, and being open-minded, and not being scared to change your views or evolve as a human being. Please continue evolving and thinking. It's very important in these days, incredibly important. So yeah, this video was probably as shitty as my very first video ever on YouTube. Again, not the most articulate person. Oh well. One of the reasons I wanted to do this video is to say, hey, I've said that first. I've said that first. It's just, you know, being a silly goose. But the topic's not silly. Never forget that. Especially not for women. Again, thank you so much for watching. Please leave any opinions, comments down below. Probably not even gonna ask to be civil and be friendly. Very touchy topic. Very touchy topic, so whatever goes, goes. But yes, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!